Welcome back, everyone. World Baseball News for the week of August 7th. As fall approaches, every week of baseball gets more intense. In Japan and Korea, first-place teams are starting to pull away from the rest of the pack. In Taiwan, the second half so far looks completely different from the first half. In Mexico, the regular season ended yesterday. Playoffs begin this week. In Cuba, the championship series is underway. One team will be left standing by the end of the week. Matchup is set for the Czech Series. Germany and Italy are all set for the semifinals. But first, some news from the Middle East. The announcement finally came, more than 2 months after the Mumbai Cobras and Karachi Monarchs were revealed as the first two franchises for November's inaugural showcase of Baseball United. The other two clubs, both in the United Arab Emirates, were presented last Thursday. We already knew they were going to be in the cities of Dubai and Abu Dhabi, and with these being shown beforehand, we had a pretty good idea what they were going to be called. Then came the news, the team out of Dubai, the Dubai Wolves, paying homage to the Arabian Wolf. Team colors are red, white, and black. They've already named their honorary GM. That'll be none other than Felix Hernandez. And the other team is the Abu Dhabi Falcons. The peregrine falcon is the national bird of the UAE. Team colors white, gray, and teal. So 2 teams in UAE, 1 in India, 1 in Pakistan. The draft will be next month, so we'll know what players will be there in November. NPB in Japan, teams will cross the 100-game mark this week, so there are about 40 games to go. Hanshin Tigers entered the week as the top team in Central League, with the Carp and Bay Stars close behind. Buffaloes led the way in Pacific League, followed by the Marines and Hawks. On Sunday, Giants slugger Sho Nakata became the 45th player in NPB history to hit his 300th career home run, 254 with the Fighters, and now 46 with the Giants. 34-year-old Nakata has 11 home runs this year, with an OPS of .771. In that same game, the very next batter after Nakata, Kazuma Okamoto, hit his 30th home run of the season, leading all NPB hitters. That makes it 6 seasons in a row with 30 or more home runs for the 27-year-old infielder. His career high is 39, and he's on pace to hit well over 40 this year. You'll hear his name a lot in the next few minutes. He had an incredible week. On Tuesday, Swallows shut out the Giants 1-0. Tigers whipped the Dragons 10-2. Bay Stars got past the Carp 5-3. Lions blanked the Hawks 5-0. Fighters scored 2 in the 9th to come from behind and beat the Marines 3-2. And the Buffaloes took care of the Eagles 6-2. 24-year-old Taichi Yamano made his first appearance since 2021 and threw 7 scoreless for his first career NPB win. Kona Takahashi also threw 7 scoreless, making it 25 consecutive scoreless innings, following back-to-back complete game shutouts, and 7 scoreless for Yoshinobu Yamamoto as he took over all Triple Crown categories. Wednesday, Giants plowed over the Swallows 9-2. Dragons beat the Tigers 3-1. Carp over Bay Stars 4-2. Lions with another shutout 2-0 over the Hawks. That one ended in a 2-game sweep for the Lions. Fighters topped the Marines 8-6, and the Buffaloes walked off the Eagles 3-2. Giants were swinging for the fences. 3 batted in on 2 home runs from Hayato Sakamoto, and 3 batted in on 2 home runs from Kazuma Okamoto. Lions pitcher Kaito Yoza went the distance for a complete game shutout, with only 2 hits and no walks. Thursday, Giants 2-1 over the Swallows to take the series. Tigers over Dragons 5-2 to win their series. Carp and Bay Stars finished in a 0-0 tie. That series ends in a split. Marines avoided a sweep 7-5 over the Fighters. Eagles prevented a sweep too, hammering the Buffaloes 9-1. Win number 10 for Shosei Togo, a 149-pitch complete game, 1 run, 5 hits, 3 walks, and 10 strikeouts. He is now 10-2. Kazuma Okamoto provided all the scoring with 2 solo home runs, his second straight night with 2 homers, up to 26 for the season. Hiroki Tokoda threw 9 scoreless in a no decision for the Carp. Trevor Bauer tossed 10 scoreless in that same game, a no decision for him. Friday, 6 new series, Tigers over Bay Stars 5-2. Dragons scored double digits for the first time this year, 11-1 over the Swallows. Carp scored 2 in the 9th to walk off the Giants 4-3. Fighters walked off the Hawks in the 11th inning 5-4. Marines topped the Eagles 5-3. And yet another walk-off. Lions got a sayonara home run from Jun Ichiro Kishi to beat the Buffaloes 3-2. Dragons outfielder Seiya Hosokawa hit a pair of 2-run homers and a 2 RBI double to drive in 6 for the day. Marines DH Gregory Polanco hit a grand slam, his 14th home run of the year. Saturday, Tigers over the Bay Stars 7-3. Dragons beat the Swallows 4-2. Carp took care of the Giants 7-3. Hawks cruised past the Fighters 11-6. Eagles won a seesaw game over the Marines 7-6, and the Buffaloes held on to top the Lions 2-1. 23-year-old Yuki Nomura homered twice in the losing effort for the Fighters. On the winning side of that one, Kensuke Kondo was a triple shy of the cycle, with 5 batted in against his former team. Sunday, Tigers slipped past the Baystars 3-2 for the sweep. Swallows avoided a sweep 3-1 over the Dragons. Giants avoided a sweep in dominating style, 13-0 over the Carp, out-hit the Carp 18-4. Hawks 6-1 over the Fighters for the series win. Eagles got past the Marines 2-1, and the Buffaloes rolled over the Lions 9-0 in the rubber match. Another big day for Kazuma Okamoto. 3 home runs, 4 RBI. For the week, he was 10 out of 24, with 8 home runs in 6 games. That included 3 multi-homer games. Keita Nakagawa homered twice to bat in 3 in the Buffaloes' win. Central League standings, Hanshin Tigers make a little room for themselves. A 2.5 game lead over the second-place Carp. Tigers were 5-1 last week. Carp were 3-2. The Giants' win on Sunday moved them ahead of the Baystars for that very important number 3 spot. Baystars are only a game behind the Giants. Swallows and Dragons, as always, can't seem to get anything going. In Pacific League, Buffaloes keep winning. No one else can seem to keep up. They've got a 5-game lead over the Marines. Third-place Hawks are still recovering from that long losing streak they had a couple weeks ago. 3.5 behind the Marines and 3.5 ahead of the Eagles. Lions and Fighters in the last 2 spots, but not too far behind. This week in NPB, Tuesday to Thursday, Tigers at Giants, Carp at Swallows, Dragons at Baystars, Lions at Fighters, first-place Buffaloes at second-place Marines, and Eagles at Hawks. Good chance for the Eagles to try and gain some ground there. On the weekend, Baystars at Giants, Carp at Dragons, Swallows at Tigers, Buffaloes at Eagles, Lions at Marines, and Fighters at Hawks. In Korea, the KBO season is 2/3 complete. The LG Twins have consistently been leading the standings in recent weeks, with the SSG Landers their nearest threat. On Tuesday, Tigers outlasted the Lions 11-8. Dinos beat the Giants 6-3 in 11 innings. Bears over Eagles 8-3. Wiz shut out the Landers 8-0, and the first-place Twins topped the Heroes 4-2. Wiz pitcher Young Pyo-ko tossed 8 scoreless, 6 hits, no walks, to improve to 9-5. Wednesday, Lions scored 3 runs in the bottom of the 9th to walk off the Tigers 7-6. Giants over Dinos 6-3. Bears beat the Eagles in 12 innings 4-1. Wiz blanked the Landers for the second day in a row 1-0, and the Twins took care of the Heroes 6-3. Thursday, Tigers over Lions 12-8 to claim the series. Dinos down the Giants 8-1 to take that series. Eagles 5-2 over the Bears to avoid a sweep. Wiz completed their sweep 3-1 over the Landers, and the Twins needed 12 innings, but they managed to walk it off 5-4 for a 3-game sweep of the Heroes. Tigers outfielder Sungbum Na reached base all 6 times he came to the plate, 1 single and 5 walks, and he scored twice. Friday, Tigers over Eagles 9-3. Wiz won their 7th in a row 4-3 over the Bears. Last place Lions got past the first place Twins 5-4. Landers 4-1 over the Giants, and the Dinos handed the Heroes their 6th straight loss, 4-2. Saturday, Tigers again 9-3 over the Eagles, same score as the day before. Wiz win streak came to an end. Bears beat them 7-4. Lions beat the Twins again 6-3. Landers over Giants 9-6, and 7 losses in a row for the Heroes. They fell to the Dinos 4-3. Brandon Waddell got the win for the Bears. 7 innings, no runs, 4 hits, 1 walk, and 8 strikeouts. Shin Soo Choo was 5 out of 6 with 4 runs scored, and he drove in the go-ahead run in the 10th for the Landers. Sunday, Eagles and Tigers finished in a 4-4 tie after 12 innings of play. Wiz beat the Bears 3-1 to win the series and finish the week 5-1. Twins avoided a sweep 7-4 over the Lions. Giants avoided a sweep 1-0 over the Landers for only their 2nd win of the week. And the Dinos made it a sweep over the Heroes 12-7. Dinos finished the week at 5-1. Heroes dropped their 8th in a row. Aaron Wilkerson, in only his 3rd KBO start, threw 7 scoreless, hitless innings with a walk and 6 Ks. He was followed by hitless innings from Sungmin Koo and Wonjung Kim, as the 3 of them tossed a combined no-hitter for the Giants. KBO standings, Twins getting comfortable up there, lead by 4.5 over the second-place Landers. That's the biggest lead we've seen any team take in the KBO this year. Wiz and Dinos were the best teams last week, both winning 5 out of 6. That allowed both of them to move past the Bears for 3rd. Bears fell to 5th, 1 game out of 3rd. Number 6 Tigers are 1 back in the playoff race, and they are the only threat right now. Giants are 4.5 out. Eagles, Heroes, and Lions occupy the last 3 spots. This week in the KBO, Tuesday to Thursday, Eagles at Wiz, Twins at Tigers, Giants at Heroes, Dinos at Landers, and Lions at Bears. On the weekend, Tigers at Giants, Dinos at Wiz, Bears at Eagles, Lions at Landers, and Heroes at Twins. In Taiwan, it was the first week back after the All-Star break, and just like before the break, there were plenty of rainouts. Tuesday, Dragons-Lions game was called in the 8th, a 0-0 tie. Lions pitcher Kavius Sampson was having a great game. 7 scoreless with 9 strikeouts. Monkeys Guardians game was postponed. Wednesday, Monkeys crushed the Guardians 10-2. Brothers beat the Lions 2-1. Thursday, Dragons and Guardians called off. Brothers shut out the Lions 4-0. Emilio Vargas tossed 7 shutout innings for the win in that one. Friday, Monkeys brought down the Dragons 5-1. Jake Dahlberg, 8 innings, 1 run, 5 Ks for the win. Brothers rolled over the Lions 8-3. Third baseman Wei Chen Wong had 4 hits, a home run, and 4 batted in. Saturday, Monkeys over the Dragons again 8-4. DH Chen Fu Lao was a triple shy of the cycle with 3 batted in. Brothers' 3-game win streak was halted by the Guardians 6-2. Sunday, Dragons held on to beat the Monkeys 4-3. Guardians got past the Lions 4-1. CPBL second half standings, 11 games in, very close right now. Dragons still in the lead at 7-4. Guardians and Monkeys 1 game back at 6-5. Brothers 1.5 back at 5-5. And the team that's falling behind, the first half champion Lions. They are 3-8 at the moment. Overall standings, Lions lost their lead. Dragons take over with a 1-game lead. They now lead the second half standings and the overall standings. If the season ended today, they would go straight to the Taiwan Series. Monkeys trail by 2, Brothers by 3, Guardians by 9. This week in the CPBL, Lions at Brothers on Monday, Dragons at Lions on Tuesday and Wednesday, Brothers at Monkeys on Tuesday, Guardians at Monkeys on Wednesday. Playoff time in Mexico. The LMB regular season came to an end on Sunday. Playoffs begin tomorrow. Final standings in the North. Tecolotes de los Dos Laredos end the season on a 6-game win streak, winning 9 of their last 10, as they steal the top spot in the last couple days. Monterrey finished 1 game back. Toros de Tijuana, the league leader for most of the season, really slipped up in the final weeks, so bad that they fired their manager with 4 games to go. They fell to 3rd. Laguna and Saltillo finished in a tie for 4th, but Saltillo will get the number 4 seed. Laguna is number 5. Acereros de Monclova get the 6th and final playoff spot out of the North. Durango just missed it. Guadalajara is having financial problems. Don't even know if the team's going to be around next season. And Aguascalientes had a season to forget. In the South, Diablos Rojos del Mexico lost their last 4 games, but they had built such a big lead it didn't matter. They are the South number 1. Tabasco lost their last 5, but still managed to hang on to number 2. Veracruz hopped past Puebla in the final week to grab the number 3 seed. Puebla is 4th, Yucatan is number 5, and Quintana Roo is number 6. Those are the South's playoff teams. Oaxaca missed it by 3.5. León and Campeche finish in their usual places. And here it is. On the left, we see the matchups in the South. Top-seeded Diablos Rojos versus their rival, Tigres de Quintana Roo. Then we have the number 2 seed, Tabasco versus Yucatan, and Veracruz versus Puebla. On the right, the North matchups, Dos Laredos versus Monclova, Monterrey versus Laguna, and Tijuana versus Saltillo. Games 1 and 2 will be from Tuesday to Thursday at the higher seeds' home. All series are best of 7, so they may still be going at this time next week. The final series is underway in the Cuba National Series. A champion will be crowned there sometime in the next week. Going into last week, we already knew that Las Tunas would be one of those teams. There was still one other semifinal match going on, as Industriales held a 3-2 series lead over Santiago in Cuba's biggest rivalry. On Monday, Santiago stayed alive with an 8-1 win to force Game 7, but on Tuesday, Industriales sealed the deal 3-1 to earn a place in the final series. That got started on Saturday. Las Tunas took Game 1 7-2. Sunday's game was postponed. That will be made up today. Games 3, 4, and 5 are Wednesday to Friday. Another league that will soon have a champion is Czech Baseball Extraliga. The semifinals wrapped up over the weekend, and we now have our 2 finalists for the Czech Series. Going into the week, Draci Brno led Eagles Praha 2-1, and Tempo Praha led Hrosy Brno 2-1 in the best-of-5 semifinal series. Thursday, Tempo and Hrosy were unable to finish due to the weather. Tied at 3 in the 10th, the game would be continued the following day. But Draci got the job done, 4-1 over Eagles to get back to the Czech Series. Venezuelan pitcher Henderson Hurtado was 1 out away from a no-hitter for Draci. He struck out 13 in the game. Friday, Tempo and Hrosy Game 4 continued, and it was Tempo with an 8-5 win in 11 innings. They took the series 3-1. Martin Cervenka was named Series MVP. In 4 games, he hit 4 home runs and drove in 10. Tempo Praha is making their first appearance in the Czech Series in 20 years. In 2003, they captured their 2nd Extraliga title. Draci, on the other hand, won it just last year, their league record 23rd Extraliga title. 2 teams with completely different histories. The Czech Series will start on Friday, August 18th. All ready for the semifinals in Baseball Bundesliga. 3 teams, the Bonn Capitals, Paderborn Untouchables, and Regensburg Legionäre, had already earned their way there the week before. One more quarterfinal match had yet to be settled, as the Heidenheim Heidekepf and the Doran Wild Farmers entered the week tied 1-1 in the best-of-5 series. Saturday, Heidenheim shut out Doran 6-0 to go up 2-1. Sunday, Doran evened things up, beating Heidenheim 5-3, forcing Game 5 later on Sunday. But it was all Heidenheim in that one, 11-2 the final. Doran put up a good fight, they were big underdogs here, but it's Heidenheim moving on. They'll be off this week. The semis begin on the 19th with Bonn versus Paderborn and Regensburg versus Heidenheim. The Italian League ended its round-robin stage over the weekend. 4 teams are left, ready to go for the semifinal round. Final standings in the first group, Macerata finished with the best overall record at 20-2. Nettuno will join them in the semis. They were 15-9. There was really no question who the 2 teams were going to be out of this group. But the other group was a battle between 3 teams, and Parma blew their chance. They lost their final game to BSC Grosseto, Italian Series runner-up a year ago. They'll be sitting it out this year. Fortitudo Bologna, Italian Series champions from 2019 to 2021, swept Senago in their final series. They will advance along with 2-time defending champion San Marino. No schedule is available yet for the semifinals. Last stop, as always, Honkbal Hoofdklasse in the Netherlands. 2 weeks left in the 4-team round-robin winners stage. First place Neptune has split their 2 games with HCAW over the weekend. Amsterdam only got to play once, a 9-2 win over RCH. So not much change in the standings. Neptune still has a big lead at the top. HCAW leads Amsterdam by 4 points, though Amsterdam has a slightly better record in this round. RCH is nowhere near the top 3. Like the other European leagues, they'll be off this week. Next week, 1 more series, a few makeup games, and this round will be complete. And that's all for this one. Until next time, this is Baseball International. See you.